Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Day Trade with Tony. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of February. So yesterday was a federal holiday, so no trading yesterday. And just as well, I needed the long weekend. Two significant red days in a row last week means we had a bit of a red streak to overcome. So trading the stock market is not easy. You get all these weirdos on the internet with the Lamborghinis and, you know, the penthouses in Dubai. And you know what? Most of them are scam artists and trying to sell you a dream. Trading is not as easy as a lot of people make it look. Moreover, it can be quite mentally taxing. And that's where I've been this last while. I found that February's been very difficult. I'm profitable on February, so it's a green month currently. In February, we're over $30,000 in profit. It's way off the monthly goal for the year, but we're still over $30,000 in profit. So it's still very lucrative from an individual point of view. But it's been very challenging, and I've been finding it to complete, head over tails in comparison to how January was. January was fantastic. My best ever trading month, and the positivity throughout. February, it's just been very choppy. Not a lot of continuity in terms of breakouts, stocks that were moving up, not really going parabolic. We had a few of those last month. We had quite a few last year, obviously. But February's been a little bit tough. I found similar kind of mentality as I was in when I traded back in May, when I didn't really make any money in May last year. And whilst I'm profitable, it's been mentally taxing. So a long weekend, having a long 3-day weekend it came at the right time. So today I started off small, risking less, scaling in, getting green, staying green, getting to goal, and getting out. That was the goal today. Except I got green, I stayed green, I got to goal, and I did shut it down, and then I came back at the close. I came back because Coinbase were dropping their earnings, and I traded Coinbase. And I'll tell you what I'll do is I recorded that trade as well, so I'll tack the Coinbase trade on for the back of it. I made $4,000 trading Coinbase, traded it both long and short. So we traded it long to $2,500 and just shy of $2,000 trading it short. So really, really good result trading Coinbase earnings. We traded, let's count them, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks today. And only one was a loss. We only lost money on one of them. Every other one was profitable. So I feel like by being a little bit more, trading a little bit smaller, being a bit more cost and risk conscious, the base hits were there, and I didn't give the money back. I gave a little bit back when I was from the highs, giving it back, and then getting higher and giving it. So I had a couple of retracements on the P&L curve today. But I never went red. Not at one point was I in the red. So one point there was, I could have been in the red if I decided to close my trade. I held a trade really long, took a big risk, but it paid off. The reward in the end was not really worth the risk I took, but it paid off. And any green is good green. So. We finished just shy of $12,000, so almost double the daily goal. But we finished $800 green on the small account. So if I add that on top of it, we're actually we're over double the daily goal today in terms of overall trading profit, gross profit on the day. So how did that look? What did we do? Let's take a look, shall we? And I'll walk you through it. So the first thing we traded was Arbe Robotics. Arbe Robotics was moving up, and if you look at this, how well it moved up on the day, it gapped up from here, and it moved up pretty much from the start of the pre-market session, gapped up and was moving up really, really well. Now we got in. So this moved up, and we got in on this actually on this red candle. So as it broke new highs here, we got in and it pulled back, and then we just held through the position, and then took some profits on this one, and then it pulled back, and we exited there. It did pull all the way back down here to I think it was 715. Then it started to make new highs. So I waited for it to break the swing high here, and I got in on this candle as it made a new high of day, and I was able to ride that all the way up and took some more profit here. When it started to break lows, I exited the position there, just a little over break even. I put basically drew the line in the sand and decided, okay, I'm get out of here. It did pull all the way back. Now, we did trade this later in the day as well. This was about 11 o'clock-ish, 10:30. So I'll show you where I traded that as well here. So we traded this double top here. So we got in, traded this on the way up, and it came all the way back down again. So we added to the position for the move back up, and we got out at the top of here. We did try and get a little bit more here, but we got out for a small loss. So this is where we held longer than we perhaps should have done. So because we got in at the top, we were looking for the moves up as we got this, and as it pulled back, I was looking. Okay, VWAP. If it comes back to the VWAP, I kind of get out, and it didn't. So when it made its move back up, I exited most of the position. And then as it pulled back again, we tried to get out safely, but we actually lost a little bit. So there's an entry here, and then we exited as it broke down here just at $7. So we didn't lose too much of what we'd made that on that particular trade earlier. We finished in quite a bit of profit, a little over $3,000. But sometimes you've got to give a little bit back. And that's what we did. So just giving a little bit back. Second thing that we traded was the only losing trade of the day. So Mobilicom. So Mobilicom, again, this was a pre-market trade, and moving up really fast. We got in and we looked for the break of $3. We actually got in on this pullback. And we added for the break of $3, added for the whole dollar, and then it pulled all the way back. I tried to trade my way out of it, and I added to the position. It came down to $2.50, popped back up, down to $2.50, finding support there, and then when it did start moving back up here, I managed to get out, and for a small, well, I consider a small loss. We were in a reasonably size on this one, but I got out for a small loss. It's $900. It kind of took a little bit of shine off the $3,000 we already had, but look, we had $2,500 with RB at this stage, and we took this off, and then we made the rest of the RB trade up later, where I've just shown you. So Mobilicom was it was a losing trade, but then 3CAI started to make a move up. This was just after the opening bell. So we looked for our entry just after the opening bell on 3CI, and that's what we got. So we got initial pullback, second pullback. That's where we got in. We added to the position, took some profits, and got out for a nice up at the top for a nice profit up at the top. As it started to make, we got the wick up the top, so the quick kind of exit indicator there, and then as it broke new lows, we just exited the position. That was AI. It was $800, nice base hit. We traded AMD. So I saw NVIDIA. What actually happened is that the NVIDIA hit the scanners. NVIDIA is a much higher price stock. NVIDIA is like $230 a share or whatever it was, and it was breaking highs. And it put a higher day series in that hit the scanners, hit the signal scanner, and I thought, okay, well, if that's breaking highs, then AMD is likely to be following suit. They tend to to trade in tandem. They tend to, price action tends to move in tandem between the two. Of course, I was right. So we got in here, rode that up quick, profits all the way, and it then started to sell off. And as you can see, it kind of came all the way back down. It double topped, triple topped, and came back down. So that was AMD. We traded one of the biggest movers on the day, which was Ambrx Biopharma. So we got in here as this moved up. We looked for this break here, and we got in, and I kind of regretted it straight away. It was double top. I'm thinking, Tony, what are you thinking? Clear exit indicator there. You've got really devil horns straight away, and you're actually taking a position on this. So it pulled back and we got out at the VWAP. But as it started to make new highs here, we got back in and we were able to ride it up. We rode this up and we took some profits all the way up until it broke new lows here. Put a trailing stop in, and as it came down here, that's when we exited that position. We made a nice little profit on that, $225. It wasn't, we weren't in big size on that, but it was difficult trying to judge that. We made a loss here. We made that up, and then we made some profit as well. And $225 was where we finished on Ambrx Pharmaceutical. Then we did the second trade with the RB that I've just shown you, and then I traded ATLX on the small account. And this was later in the day, so this was after 2 p.m. I hadn't been trading up until this point, so this is after 2 p.m. So this is where we traded this, and we got in here, we rolled this up, we were able to take some profits, adding back, taking some profits off at the top. Then we added back here, took some profits off here. It pulled all the way back. We were out at this stage. And then we made a bit of a silly trade here that we got in, and then it pulled back. So we doubled down here for the move back up. We're able to take profits up here as this moved up. The problem with this wasn't that the moves were so the moves were fine, and I was able to see the moves. The patterns were breaking out as I would expect it. You've got a kind of an M pattern overall here, which is why when we got out here, we knew that this was going to sell off. But it was the spreads. The spreads were really very, very rangy on this, and it was difficult to actually get it. It was moving up, but as we're moving up, the bid wasn't going with it. The ask was moving up, and it was like the spreads were going from kind of 5-10 cents up to as much as 30 cents. So the ask was moving up by 30 cents, and it was getting beyond my my profitability level in terms of my entry by a good long shot. So I ended up being caught between the spreads. And the bid was not even getting me profitable. So it took a while, but we ended up getting profitable on it and making quite a nice sizable sum. And this was really down to this last move here up at the top. We got a couple of thousand, well, almost 2,000 on this initial move here. And then when we took a small trade here for the break of new highs, as it pulled back, when we broke highs here, we're adding to the position, and then getting in here on this breakout and then taking the profits up at the top was really what gave us almost $4,000 in total. So good trade on Atlas Lithium Corps, which was the ATLX was the ticker, Atlas Lithium Corps being the company. And after that, I think that was pretty much all we traded up until the close. So I went away to watch the football match. Don't talk to me about the football match. My team didn't just lose; they got absolutely spanked. So that wasn't very nice. But then we traded Coinbase. We traded Coinbase both long and short. So right after the close, Coinbase, normally I can get leverage on stocks for the after the close. Not as much leverage. I'm not usually getting 6 times leverage. But Coinbase was no leverage, so I'm trading specifically within my account on Coinbase. So as this broke the VWAP, the earnings came out. I'm watching for the earnings to come out. I'm watching for the action. It broke the VWAP, so I got in for the move up. It did pull back to the VWAP, so we'll get the VWAP bounce as it moved up and started to move up again. Broke 74.50, added to the position, put profits up at the top, and then I shorted as it started coming back down. So this is what's known as a liquidity grab. As I'm watching the action, I'm trading the action, and then I'm watching the earnings, and it was a earnings miss, sales beat. So it's kind of mixed earnings, but you're gonna get action that does reacts to both of those. So we got the initial move up, which is what's known as a liquidity grab, ready for the plunge down. So I took a short position there and covered here. Because it started to stall a little bit. I thought, was it going to continue up? I was expecting it to break the VWAP. Then it broke the VWAP, so I went short. I was able to cover down at the bottom, and then I was able to go long and trade this little range here, and short it again up here, and cover down here. So all in all, we made a little over $4,000. So yeah, just a little over $4,000 on Coinbase. I recorded that, so I'll pack that on the back of this trade recap. That took us. We were already over goal. We were $7,000 before I traded Coinbase, but that was I say another $4,000 on top of that. So that took us to just shy of $12,000 on the day. Add to that the $800 that we'd had on the small account. And we ended up with a 12,700 for the day in total. Let's take a look at that on the statistics, shall we? So February, you can see 12,700. Let's go to the statistics. We had the two big. I didn't do a trade recap for. If you're wondering where was the trade recap from last Friday, it was a big red day. But I didn't do a trade recap because it was Friday, and I have a life. It may surprise some of you, but I do actually have a life. Went out and I actually watched the new Marvel movie, the new Ant-Man movie. So if you've not seen it, if you're a Marvel fan, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I enjoyed that. So it was a late night out for Friday. So I came back and I just wasn't in a fit state to start doing trade recaps. It is a lot lighter here in Ireland than when the market finishes than it is in the US when the market finishes. So I wasn't in a position to do a trade recap, but we lost $16,500 on Friday. Add to that the $6,500 that we lost on the Thursday. Two sizable red days in a row meant that we created a bit of a drawdown for ourselves. So to have a good green day today was not just a relief. But it's covered a lot of that drawdown. It was still in drawdown, but it's covered a lot. So where does that put us? Okay. So on the month, puts us at 46,000. We're not at the 56,000 or whatever it was that we were at before, but our average daily gain is only $3,000 a day. So it's profitable. I'm profitable. What I would say is I'm far away from where I need to be to hit goal. So I need to be doing $6,000 per day on average. So I'm like half of where I am. My average is half of where it should be. So I need to look at why that is. What's my performance like, and am I making enough gains to get to goal? Am I not managing my risk enough? And the swift answer is I'm not managing my risk enough because and I'll show you this in a second. So if we look at the K ratio here, you can see that the risk versus reward is a 1, which is half of what I would consider is a good K ratio. It's all about risk reward, the algorithm around your P&L and the swings on your P&L. So quite frankly, I could say that I'm not managing my risk in February as well as I should do. I mean, we'll have a look at the year to date and how it differs. But trade selection is fine, a little better than 2-to-1 on the trade accuracy. It's the risk versus reward. So let's think of it right now. I need $120,000 a month. I've made over $120,000 this month, $143,000 this month. So the trades that I've taken, the profitable trades I've taken, would have gotten me way over goal if I hadn't made the losses that I've made. I've almost lost over $100,000. So that's where I'm going wrong. Is managing my risk needs to be better this month. So I've had a couple of big red days already. You can see here the P&L swings. So if I hadn't brought in a cushion on the month from January, going negative, when I had this big drawdown, I think it was $26,000 drawdown, was not good at all. So from 23,000 up to 24,000 up to 3,500 down. I was then followed by another drawdown. So that was a double losing, the same as this is a double losing day as well. So I've had a double drawdown there, double drawdown here, and I need to recover that as soon as possible. So what is the drawdown that I need to recover from? So currently I've still got a little over $10,000 to recover. So we can do that this week. Hopefully we can do that this week. I'm not saying that I'm going to be swinging for the fences, but we've still got earnings, or some big earnings to come out this week. We've still got some macroeconomic catalysts that could drive some volatility in the market as well. So let's see what this week brings, and hopefully we will. But let's just take a quick review of the year to date. When in doubt, zoom out. If I've not been trading too well in December, so remember that K ratio 1.02. I did say 2 is a good K ratio. Let's have a look at the profit factor in February is 1.47. So let's look at where I am on the year to date. So this basically I'm nearly 2 months done. So January and most of February. So 220,000. I need another 19,000, 220,900. So a little over 19,000 to get me to pro rata goal on the year. So $120,000 per month. The end of February needs to be 240. I'm 220 as it stands. My K ratio for the year is 3.19. So based on performing so well in January, performing poorly in February, I've got a really good K ratio there, and the carry percentage 34, the profit factor of over 2. So doing really well for the year, but that's because I had such a great January. If I could eliminate some of these losing trades, I've already made over $400,000 in less than 2 months this year already. So there's been opportunity there. I mean, granted, $185,000 in profit in January is a big thing. So there's opportunities there, and we saw that last week on Wednesday and this week with Coinbase just to make over $4,000 in a matter of a couple of minutes. The opportunities are there if you trade it right. It's just about being patient, waiting for the setups, and trading it right when you get the volatility. So that being said, we do it again tomorrow. We'll be back at it an hour before the market opens. We'll be back at it at 8:30 New York, East Coast in the US, which is market time. So I'll be trading for an hour of the pre-market, the last hour of the pre-market. I'll be trading for 2 hours, but I'll be streaming my trades live for an hour, and we'll be trading for another 90 minutes after that. So for 2.5 hours in total, from 8:30 to 11. Come join us then. Join in the chat. Who knows? Enjoy the stream. Let's all be part of this wider community. If you want to be part of the community, if you want to join the Day Trade with Tony community as well, we've got a private Discord. Become a member. Then check the links in the bio as well, and you can get access to the Discord that way. And hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. In the meantime, enjoy your evening. and take care.